Good morning. Welcome back to Boating with Latitude Adjustment. I'm Paul. This is my wife, Tammy.
Good morning.
I just wanted to do a follow-up from our last video that we posted, which was a little while ago, because we've actually been doing quite a lot of boating and anchoring in the area. We're actually this morning in Kilcorsi Bay, and this is a nice anchorage just off of Kilbear Provincial Park. Great for families, kids, big beach over here. Certainly worth some opportunity to check it out. Now, with that being said, we go back to the previous video, which was stated that it was a tragedy avoided. Now, in that video, of course, and you can go back and I'll put a link in the description so you can view that. The latitude adjustment, when we left it to go get some dinner, basically lost its hold in the mud with the anchor. Winds changed dramatically on that day and veered 180 degrees from where it was, and it ended up that our anchor was actually in weeds, so that didn't have any holding power at all, and latitude adjustment went on its own merry way. And by the time some good people in the boating community were able to get on board and stop latitude adjustment from her own journey, she traveled almost 2 kilometers, or almost about a mile, and was only about 10 minutes away from hitting shore, which of course would have been a huge disaster.
And amazingly, in Beausoleil, didn't hit a rock.
Absolutely. So what lessons did we learn from that? First of all, we went back and took a look at what type of anchoring and rigging gear we currently have, and what changes we've made to that. So I'll put a little clip here and show you what we have in place. We have the standard Maxwell Freedom 800 windlass, which is good for 800 pounds of pull with a 1000-watt motor. It was recently fully serviced and adjusted. We upgraded the foot controls to new Maxwell stainless steel units and decided to go back to all chain from our original upgrade of chain and rode. We now have a total of 135 feet of 5/16 inch chain. We also decided to put our Mantis S2 swivel back in operation. The Rockna website suggested a swivel is not required, and we took it off as a result. However, after further research, this seems to be based on standard swivel designs that do not use the integrated shackle that the Mantis S2 has. With a braking strength of over 21,000 pounds and a working load of 4,340 pounds, we are confident it will work for us. As for our anchor choice, we felt the Rockna Vulcan design, with its unique combination of shank and flute geometry, self-righting capability, and superior setting and holding performance, offered us the security we were looking for in an anchor. We also researched that upgrading to at least one size up from your factory anchor is always a good idea. In our case, we went from the standard 35-pound factory anchor to a 55-pound or 25-kilogram Rockna. A Mantis anchor guard was added to help keep our new anchor in place. We also added a Mantis bridle to help with shock, load, minimize our swing, and increase our chances of our anchor staying put. Finally, we upgraded to a Maxwell chain counter to ensure we accurately know the amount of chain let out to meet our scoping requirements. So at this point, we feel that we've got the right gear for latitude adjustment. We should have no issues in terms of that gear supporting this type of boat in up to storm force conditions. However, a couple of things that we've learned and we want to pass on. Number one is your scope. Now, we came across a formula that seems to be really handy for addressing a couple of issues when you're anchoring. Number one, and I didn't know this, but you actually need a larger scope in shallower water. So this formula addresses that. And the formula is, and I'll put it again in the description so you can follow it as well, is double your depth plus the height to your pulpit and add 50 feet to it. So that will address the shallowness and will give you the proper scoping that you need for whatever depth that you're at. So that's a good rule of thumb.
And they said too, if it's strong winds, add another 30 feet if it's going to be rough weather.
Yeah. So in addition to that, I think another important consideration is we were still using an old technique that we've learned from boating for many years, which was basically, drop the anchor until it hits, then back into it until it connects, and then let out your scope from there. Apparently, with the Rockna Vulcan anchor that we have, if you read the website, it suggests that you don't do that with the way that the Vulcan anchor sets itself. It doesn't work well with that technique. So what they suggest, and we've had now success with it, have not had any issues with anchoring, is we'll drop the anchor where we are, and we'll put out 3 to 1 and just let it drop. From there, let the boat drift by wind, and it should hook in momentarily. It only requires about double the length of the anchor itself to be able to dig into the sand initially, or mud, whatever it happened to be. And then from there, let out the rest of your scope. 5 to 1 would probably be a good recommendation on a regular basis. And then you can put up the throttles and back into it up to 1,000 RPM.
Well, you drift out again first,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Obviously, you let the get some tension on the anchor with your full scope, and then you back into it. So that technique we've found so far has been working very well. We have not drifted, we have not dragged, and
we woke up this morning where we started last night. Yeah. Good news.
And not only this morning, but many of the other mornings. We're actually on finishing our 2-week vacation with Maple Leaf Rendezvous, and we did an extension going up to the Benjamins, and we're just circling back. And certainly look out for videos on that, on the boating with latitude adjustment in the future. Some beautiful footage. I'll put those up as soon as I can get to it. In the meantime, make sure that you guys subscribe, that you like, and I welcome any feedback that you might have as well. So thank you very much. Safe boating. We'll see you next time.